out of 42,700 rental units there, only 500 of them are available. That is
Yes.
definitely, you need to be investing in your West Yorkshire because there's a housing shortage, of course. Clearly, there is right now. More importantly, you're going to be going into a market and there is a lot more demand than the supply. So you're not going into a highly competitive area.
Yes. Well, the thing is, with the new renters' rights bill, or I don't know how they're gonna name it next week, the government is trying to impose a lot of sanctions and restrict landlords and investors. However, this is something that is very good for us as property investors. This bill is going to filter and take out of the market the bad landlords. And is going to leave us with the right investment strategy and the right letting agents, fully compliant investors with fully compliant properties. We are going to be the people that are going to provide the future of the housing in Yorkshire and throughout the UK. So there is a reason for Bradford being so less accessible. Bradford is very cheap.
I mean, one thing I was going to say to you is there's things that are popping in my mind in terms of how exciting this really is because you have the low competition, you've got high demand, you've got a low entry point to go into West Yorkshire, Bradford in particular. You have the capital appreciation being higher than the average in the UK. And you've also got rent increases probably going up as well because there is such shortage of supply.
Exactly. This is what pushes the rental prices up, just the limited supply. And this is due, of course, to a lot of landlords just decided to sell. They're just selling en masse. I've spoke with a lot of estate agents. I spoke with a lot of letting agents as well. One of the letting agents that I spoke to about a couple of months ago, he told me that he's been a letting agent and an investor and a landlord for the last maybe 15 years. What he said was that in the last 6 months, he served more eviction notices than he served for the last 12 years. Landlords are selling, and they're selling a lot of properties. This drives the rental market. There's just no supply anymore. People are getting evicted. They're struggling to find accommodation. They're struggling to find rental properties. And of course, again, this is good for us as property investors because we can solve two problems here. One of the problems is the rental demand. We, as property investors, can, when we see that a landlord wants to sell, we can approach them and tell them, okay, I'm gonna buy your property with the tenant in. That way, we're gonna start making money from day one. Obviously, we need to do our due diligence on the tenant. They're gonna have to sign a new tenancy agreement. But then, why would we disturb someone that's make this house their home, been living there for 5-6 years, their kids are studying in the school next door? This is something that's good for us. People that are selling are mostly accidental landlords or people that are just tired of new legislation and new rules just being thrown at them. Now comes the EPC rules. They want to everything, all the rental properties to be EPC C by, what is it, 2030?
Nevertheless, I mean, we're talking about a huge opportunity for people to build property through you, being an armchair investor, a genuine armchair investor, as opposed to a landlord, as you quite rightly said. How do people get in contact with you, Nicola?
So people can get in contact by various ways. So they can find me on social media. Facebook, LinkedIn, Nikola Ninoshev, Instagram at Property Nico. My phone is on the screen. My email is on the screen. They can visit my website, investinyorkshire.co.uk. And if they scan the QR code on their screens right now, they can book a free, no obligation call with me. From my website, they can see testimonials, they can see case studies, and of course, they can download my free Invest in Yorkshire guide, which explains a bit more about the property market in Yorkshire, and of course, how to get in touch with me if they want just to have a chat. I would advise anyone that wants to go into property, it doesn't matter of their background, it doesn't matter if they're busy professionals, if they're business owners. First and foremost, do some property education because this is vital.